this happens.
It has just been reported today that CaitlinClark could receive a Lionel Messi-like offer to play in Unrivaled's startup 3-on-3 league, which is a full court press to sign her.
Then this chaos.
She will not play basketball this offseason, so it is likely we will not see her again until April. When asked herself following the Fever's elimination in the first round, Clark says no concrete plans, joked about turning pro in golf. I was focused on beating the Connecticut Suns. I haven't thought too far down the line. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do the next day. Maybe play some golf. That's what I'm going to do until it becomes too cold in Indiana. I'll become a professional golfer. Clark is the single biggest driver of TV ratings that women's basketball has ever seen. ABC, CBS, ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, ION, and NBA TV all set records for viewership. Yeah, I think, look, the Unrivaled League absolutely needs her to play in it more than she needs to play in it, right?
And in the end, the goodbye.
So Angel Reese is playing in this league. Dejanay Carrington is playing in this league. Obviously, I feel like that's the biggest name where there is some sort of tension. Whether there's tension between Caitlin and Dejanay, we don't know, but there is still that narrative. Skylar Diggins is also someone who is playing, and she was the one who checked CaitlinClark. I just feel like you might be setting yourself up for some more drama.
You know you're a big deal when a brand new sports league comes knocking on your door with a contract that could be worth millions, calling it the opportunity of a lifetime. And who turns down that kind of cash? Well, CaitlinClark does. She's got the game, she's got the fan base, and as it turns out, she's got the guts to say no to an offer that most athletes would jump at. But here's where things get wild. Unrivaled, the league that tried to woo her with an insane deal, didn't take her rejection lightly. Instead, they went from desperate to downright messy. So, what exactly happened here? Why did Caitlin turn down this Messi-like offer? And why is Unrivaled now scrambling to clean up the chaos they created? Let's dive into it.
Finlay, love it.
What does Clark have up her sleeve this time? Oh, she gets it to go.
Up with a rebound. Clark, what a pass, hit stride, and Cole lays it in.
Got it done inside the arc. Here is Clark with some space. Clark behind the back. Oh, showing off the moves. It's busted and it's too easy.
Opened up 0-4 from the floor. Clark, good feed inside. It's Samuelson.
Quarter. CaitlinClark to Smith. Looked from three, didn't take it. Only 3 to shoot.
CaitlinClark isn't just any player. She's a game changer, a powerhouse who's single-handedly turning the spotlight on women's basketball. This season, her games weren't just basketball events. They were spectacles. Fans packed the stands, and her games broke records on major networks like CBS, ABC, ESPN, and even NBA TV. She has the kind of draw that's rarely seen in women's sports, and that's exactly what Unrivaled wanted to capitalize on. But while Caitlin's been building a legacy, the folks over at Unrivaled were cooking up a plan. They thought, hey, let's create a league and bring in the hottest stars. With Caitlin on board, it's a guaranteed success. And to show just how serious they were, they reportedly offered her a deal that could change her life, something people are calling a Messi-like offer. But Clark wasn't buying it. Instead, she turned them down.
Caitlin, that could be it. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! The bitch is away! No! Caitlin! Wow, I have to go after that. Are we being serious? Wow. Are we sure it didn't go in? No, I can see it. Are we sure? Woo. Darling. I just fixed my divot. Beautiful. I don't think so. Yes!
So, why would Caitlin walk away from an offer that most people would only dream about? Well, it turns out, for her, it's not all about the money. When reporters asked her about her off-season plans, she didn't mention signing with Unrivaled. In fact, she laughed it off, joking that if she was going pro in anything, it'd be golf. The joke was lighthearted, but her message was clear. Caitlin's not in a rush to play this offseason, and no amount of money is going to change that. Her decision left Unrivaled in a tight spot. After all, they had probably banked on her star power to kickstart their new league. And here's where things get messy. Instead of taking the high road, Unrivaled made a critical mistake, one that has now turned the league's social media into a PR nightmare. Here's where things go off the rails. After Caitlin turned down their offer, someone at Unrivaled social media team did the unthinkable. They started liking comments on Instagram that criticized Clark. Yup, they went from wooing her to seemingly throwing shade. And you can imagine how well that went over with Clark's fans. They spotted it immediately and screenshotted everything. Now Unrivaled was stuck in a mess of their own making, and no amount of deleted comments could save them. It was too late. Clark's fan base was furious.
WNBA draft. The Indiana Fever select CaitlinClark.
The backlash was swift and intense. Clark's fans weren't about to sit quietly while Unrivaled tried to pull this stunt. Screenshots started spreading like wildfire, and Unrivaled reputation took a serious hit. What was supposed to be their big recruitment turned into a disaster, making the league look petty and desperate.
Her playing. She's a good three-point shooter.
I love watching her score and just everything about her.
I got an Iowa t-shirt for CaitlinClark. We couldn't find a CaitlinClark one, so...
And here's the kicker. Unrivaled actually needs CaitlinClark way more than she needs them. She's proven herself as a top player with a dedicated following, someone who could easily make or break the success of their league. But instead of playing it cool, they let their frustration show. Now, the league's social media is filled with praise for Caitlin, as if trying to clean up the mess they created in the first place. Even Nneka Ogwumike, Unrivaled co-founder, has spoken highly of Caitlin, acknowledging her impact on the sport. She's pointed out that whenever Clark plays, venues get packed, and the energy is next level. And she's right, Caitlin's worth goes far beyond her current $75,000 salary. But as much as Unrivaled seems to appreciate her talent, their attempt to sign her feels rushed, and that's another rookie mistake. You see, Unrivaled already has 26 of their 30 initial player spots filled. That leaves just a few slots open, and now they're scrambling to make room for the very player who turned them down. By treating Clark as an afterthought, they've created tension not just with her, but possibly within their own roster. What happens if they offer her a better deal than the rest of the players? It's a recipe for drama, and Unrivaled might end up creating conflict where there didn't need to be any. But here's another reason why Caitlin might have turned down an Unrivaled big offer: player burnout. The transition from college to the WNBA has been intense for her, and she's been playing non-stop. In interviews, she's hinted that she needs rest. Pushing herself through an off-season commitment with Unrivaled could be a risk to her health, and Caitlin knows it. For a player like her, mental and physical recovery is essential, especially after such a demanding rookie season. Even the lure of millions can't override the value of taking care of herself. And while Unrivaled wants her to keep up the momentum, Caitlin's smart enough to know that downtime is key to keeping her edge.
Clark is trying to redirect a pass. Clark, oh my, from Schenectady. Clark wheels around, evades Van Lith, and drains it. My goodness. Because she's been so sick before that UCLA game. That's how sick she was. Clark! She's possessed.
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history?
Then there's the game itself. Unrivaled is based on a 3-on-3 format, a complete departure from the 5-on-5 setup that Caitlin excels at. Sure, 3-on-3 can be exciting, but it's a whole different ballgame. It's faster and smaller, and it might not even showcase her skills in the same way. There's a risk that this shift could impact her performance, or worse, her reputation if things don't go well. Clark's fans are used to seeing her dominate in traditional formats, and they might not warm up to this new style as easily. Her brand is built on her signature play, and unrivaled format could dilute that. For Clark, her identity as a player is linked to how she's played and succeeded so far. Stepping into a completely new format could be risky not just for her career, but for her fans who love the way she plays. Unrivaled may want her star power, but they can't change the fact that their league is vastly different from the WNBA. In the end, CaitlinClark's decision to walk away speaks volumes. She knows her value, and she's not about to let any league, no matter how big the offer, dictate her path. Caitlin's in this game for more than just fame or money. She's here to build a legacy, to inspire fans, and to elevate women's basketball on her terms. While Unrivaled might be scrambling to adjust, Caitlin's message to them and to everyone watching is loud and clear. She's in control of her own future, and if Unrivaled thought they could buy her loyalty, they just got a hard lesson in what true star power really looks like. So, what's next for CaitlinClark? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, wherever she goes, her fans will follow. And Unrivaled? Well, they'll just have to try and keep up.